I'm Alfred Schipke and wanted to talk about our latest publication titled Frontier Asia, the Next Generation of Emerging Markets. Emerging countries have been driving global growth, and as a matter of fact, they now account for 50% of total world economic output. But at the same time, some of the countries are facing more challenges with more sluggish growth, and some refer to the challenges as the middle income trap. Now, at the same time, that has led policymakers, academics, and investors to focus on a new group of countries, so-called frontier economies, which is the focus of our publication. While there is no uniform definition of frontier economies, we provide some guidance as to look at this group of countries, making the case that it's worthwhile to look at them as a group, and that certain lessons can be learned. One of them is for other developing countries. What is it that needs to be done to join this group of fast-growing economies? And the other one is, what do frontier economies need to do to become truly the next generation of emerging markets? Now, the book focuses on Asia. Frontier Asia accounts for 350 million people. The countries are located in the fastest growing part of the world and have very, very positive demographics. But there are two key challenges that this group is going to face as it tries to become the next emerging market group. On the one hand, how do you sustain relatively high growth rates while at the same time avoiding increasing income inequality, which could lead to instability down the road? And here, the lessons from a number of the countries, including Vietnam, for example, of how to diversify and move up the value chain might be very relevant, not only for other Asian economies, but for the rest of the world. The other one is having rapidly growing economies presents a challenge because policy frameworks, whether it is in the financial sector or monetary and exchange rate policy, very quickly become obsolete. But that implies that there is a risk, if not addressed, that sometime down the road, when a shock occurs, that these countries could face a crisis. So the book looks at a number of issues in the financial sector, the vulnerabilities that currently exist, what needs to be done to further deepen the financial sector, but also capital market issues. The other one is the question of how to strengthen monetary policy frameworks as these countries continue to increasingly join global financial markets, because not addressing the shortcomings would imply more vulnerabilities in the future. The book is really unique in that it, for the first time, looks at the question of frontier economies with a focus on Asia, and could be a valuable source for academics, policymakers, and students in order to identify what needs to be done for these countries to be successful and what lessons can be learned for other countries to also move up the value chain. I hope you enjoyed the publication.